11:15. I don't want to hold anybody too long. If anyone walks in, that'd be awesome. But thanks for joining me during your lunch hour so that I can explain to you why exercise is important to your life and the people's lives around you. I hope by the end of it you don't throw your food at me. But if you do, I just hope that it's soft if you don't throw it. Don't throw anything hard. My name is Chance. I'm a certified personal trainer, a powerlifting instructor, a nutritionist, and a functional aging specialist. And like I said a minute ago, I'm here to explain to you why exercise is important to your life and why you need to give change a chance in your life. So I've already said it, the word exercise. No one likes it, but I promise you it's fun. Why do you need to exercise? In general, we're living longer, fuller lives. By the year of 2030, women are expected to be 82 years old by the time they pass, and men are going to be 79. And with medicine and technology improving, that's only going to get longer. There's 72.6 million people in the country that are considered baby boomers, and that's the largest demographic, and that's the people in this room mostly. The next largest demographic are the people like myself up to about the age of 45, the millennials. That's 72 point something million as well. And we're here not only to figure out how it's going to work for y'all so we can figure out what the best practices and techniques are, but for whenever it's our time, we know what worked as well and kind of build upon that whenever it comes our time to be the baby boomers, right? What is exercise? Well, if you go by this definition, get your notepads out, it's real fun. It's a subset of physical activity that is planned, structured, and repetitive and has a final or an intermediate objective for the improvement or maintenance of physical fitness. Who wants to do that definition? Raise your hand. You already worked or you're retired. You don't want to do something like that. That doesn't sound fun. My definition of exercise is a fun challenge to prepare you for life. When you're exercising, there should be a why to it. Why am I doing this? Why do I want to do this? If you have a reason as to why you do it, you're going to do it, you're going to stick with it, or at least you're more likely to, as long as you know this is why I'm here. And it still needs to be fun, and that's up to somebody like me or another fitness professional to figure that out for you, and we can work on that. You're probably asking, when should I start to exercise? A couple people have said we do, or we have before, and we want to get back into it. You should start exercising right now. 20 push-ups, all of you. Drop. No, yeah, I'm kidding. But you should start exercising as soon as possible.
We can do the drop part.
You can drop. There are some common myths with the aging population that they think to be old is to be sick, to be visiting doctors, staying in hospitals, sitting on a couch, and that's not the case. That's to exist. Existing is not living. There's a big difference. Living is being able to do what it is you're enjoying, be able to do your why. There's also the common myth of you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You certainly can. It takes a little bit more effort, a little bit more time, and a little bit more patience, but you can teach an old dog new tricks. That doesn't really matter. We're not dogs, we're people. Our learning capability is that a little bit higher than a dog. They're smart, but they're not that smart. And then of course, we didn't get the right parents. They gave us the bad genetics, and we're fighting against everything that we're gonna succumb to anyways, right? Don't use your genetics as a reason to not exercise. Use exercise as a reason to fight your genetics. Are you going to succumb to some of these things? Certainly, possibly. We're all going to leave this earth at some point, but you can do everything in your power to stay here just a little bit longer and be able to enjoy the time that you're here, not only for yourself, but for the people around you that you also love. Where should you exercise? A lot of people have said that they exercise in here, which is a great place. An activity center or a gym is the most obvious place to go. A lot of people avoid gyms for good reason. They're sweaty, people yell, and they don't seem that fun. A lot of people can be, what's the word I would look for?
Judgmental.
Intimidating.
Judgmental.
Not courteous of one another and things like that.
Yeah.
But there are ways to exercise outside of a gym. You can exercise in the comfort of your own home with using your own body weight. There's very inexpensive basic equipment that you can use to set up in your home. If you want to take it a step further, you could go outside and get some sunlight, maybe get some fresh air. I know that's hard to do with 225 right there. But go outside, play with it outside a little bit. And in addition to outside, there's parks all over the place that have fitness equipment. I think there's one right back here that has it, Dow Park, Crenshaw Park, there's a park on Red Bluff. It's not the fanciest equipment, and it's not high tech, but it will get you moving and it'll get you on a path to somewhere. Maybe you'll end up in a gym, maybe you'll end up in an activity center with a personal trainer in their home, or whatever the case. There are options to exercise other than just in a sweaty, loud gym. Who needs to exercise? Everybody. The aging population, the young population, and everybody in between. Like I said earlier, the adult population is only getting bigger, and it's only continued to get bigger as things get better for technology and medicine. And as I said, New Age fitness professionals are here to keep up with you, and so that we're able to keep up with ourselves when the time comes. Who in here has grandchildren? Pets? Okay, so a couple more hands went up there. I promise you that little grandson Jimmy loves the idea of playing ball with you at the park. What little Jimmy doesn't like or doesn't understand is that you've walked to or through the park and now you're too tired to play ball. Jimmy doesn't understand that you're not able to, or that you feel that you're not able to. He thinks he's getting bailed on. Rocco the dog, same kind of thing. I promise you all, I have a dog myself. There's nothing more that a dog loves than going on a walk. If you're not able to go on a walk just for yourself, or able to hold a dog on a leash while you go on a walk, guess what? Little Rocco's getting out of shape too. Then you got a whole nother problem with vet bills, so on and so forth, and your dog's not enjoying their life. Little Jimmy's not enjoying his time that he has with you because we know that's limited. So we all need to do it, like I said several times now, not for ourselves, but for everybody around us that we care about and that care about us as well. Now, how should you exercise? I've told you the who, what, when, where, how. In the most fun way possible. I'm going to hit that on the head every time I can. If it's not fun for you, why would you do it? No one wants to do that definition that I read earlier. It sounds like proper torture. That is what exercise is, but that doesn't sound fun. It needs to be realistic when you exercise too. I mentioned your why. If you don't have a why would you exercise? It needs to be applicable to your life so that you want to do it and so that you continue to show up and keep doing what it is that you want to do, not just in the exercises, but in your life as well. I've got a video here of a few people that I train. They're a family. This is at the gym that I work at.
Here we go, family time, y'all.
They're all differing ages, different genders, you can tell, but they're having a good time. And that's genuinely how I see exercise as it should be. When I exercise, does it look like I'm having fun? No. I look like I am in the process of dying. But I find that to be fun for me, but that's not the case for everybody. That's fun for those people, and that's fun for a lot of people, and I enjoy providing fun for anybody that I can when it comes to exercise. That's the biggest thing for me. If you don't like it, you're not going to do it. There are 6 key components to physical function. The first one I've kind of talked about already, it's mobility. So your gait, which is your ability to walk, ability to get up and down off the floor, as well as your agility, so maneuvering around objects that are in space in front of you or that are coming near you. Let's tell a story. Let's say you're walking in a park or in a parking lot, there's something on the ground and you're not noticing it. You're not being agile with your surroundings. Your gait is off and you're not picking your feet up and you end up on the floor, but you can't get up off the floor. What happens? You either stuck there until someone finds you or you have to call an expensive ambulance ride. All of these things, your gait, your ability to get up and down off the ground, and your agility could be practiced through exercise. Is it getting on a treadmill and walking? No. It's doing fun things, maneuvering around objects, and having a good time that doesn't seem like exercise. You have to do it, but I promise you it can be done. You give it a chance, and I promise you it will change your life, guaranteed, in all sorts of ways. Next bit is balance. That's Simone Biles, a fellow Houstonian. I think a lot of people, when they think of balance, is I need to stand on one leg for X amount of seconds, and that means I'm going to live for this many years. I'm really not
I
sure.
just saw that.
who
Someone
came-
just sent that to me. I'm like, really?
I'm not sure who came up with that and what that means.
Thank you.
But balancing on one foot, yeah, it takes practice and it's good to be able to do, but it's not indicative of your lifespan. Balance is kind of a multi-sensory thing, and I'm going to touch on that in a second, but it's also a core and posture thing. If we have a weak core, we're going to tend to lean forward or to the side one way, and our posture's off. Your core strength and your posture can be corrected and strengthened through forms of exercise and fun ways of doing it, not just doing a bunch of pull-ups or sit-ups or whatever the case. You do it where it's applicable for you, we make it work, and you will get better at balance. The multi-sensory thing is a thing that I really think that people get lost. It's requiring your eyes, your hearing, your ability to feel the floor. If everyone feels good with it, stand up for just a second and you have a chair with you. I just want you to test something out if you feel comfortable doing it. So we're on 2 feet. We mostly feel pretty good. We're just kind of hanging out. Hopefully we're not having to hang on anything. Go a step further and close your eyes. For the first couple of seconds, you may feel all right, but I bet you kind of feel like you're swaying, and I see a couple of you swaying. I'm going to take it a step further, and I'm going to ask you to plug your ears up. I'm going to speak a little louder for just a second, but now your vestibular's thrown off, and you can't see, and it's just getting kind of wacky, and I'm starting to see some of you sway a little bit more. Go ahead and take your ears out of your fingers out of your ears and take a seat. Thank you for giving that a shot. I can take it a step further and put a cushion beneath your feet where you can't feel the floor, and everything changes. You will be as if you're on a rocking boat, and again, these things could be practiced and exercised, not by standing on one of those round cut-off balls where they make you want to do squats and stuff like that. No, we would modify and go just standing on 2 feet, standing on a cushion, standing on 1 foot, so on and so forth. It's not balance to ride a skateboard. It's not balance to stand on your foot to prove to yourself that you're going to live to be 112. That's not what that's about. The next bit is my favorite part, the cardiorespiratory aspect of exercise. So getting oxygen to your heart and lungs, and furthermore your brain. This is going to maintain your heart and lung health. You live longer, you feel better, you can breathe better, even with the smog coming off at 225. There's 2 ways of doing it. Anaerobic, which is strength training most of the time, where you're depleting muscles of the oxygen so that whenever you get the oxygen back, they're able to function better. And then there's aerobic, which a lot of people are pretty familiar with, walking, cycling, running. That's what I like to do, getting a lot of oxygen for a long period of time and just going. Is it hard in the beginning? Yes, absolutely, but it gets easier, and then we're going to make it hard again, and it's called progressive overload. Once something gets easy, you go hard, that's how you get stronger. You don't want to stay the same, that's why you want to change. Staying the same is boring, and it's usually unsafe. Change is necessary. A big part that totally gets lost, especially the emotional, but there's a cognitive aspect to exercise. If you're unable to memorize things, understand what's being said to you, your ability to pay attention, or just basically control your body, well, the first 3 I listed, it could be the person talking to you. If I can't keep your attention, that's a me thing. But if we're forgetting things constantly, you can't remember how you got here, you don't remember what you ate for breakfast, and you don't remember anything and you can't keep focused, well, that's a concern, and we're going to practice things like that through exercise, going through patterns, hitting lights that may light up, playing brain games as you do your walking, whatever the case, to keep your mind and brain as healthy as possible. The emotional part definitely gets overlooked, especially when most people try to sell the fitness industry to you. There's a big self-efficacy thing when it comes to exercise. For me, I base my day on how my workout goes. If I think I had a bad workout, I plan for my day to not go well. And that's not healthy, but I base my workout or my day on my workout, and I kind of compare that to making your bed. You do that in the morning, that's the first thing you did, and at least you did that, and from there, it's to the moon. You continue to do things, and you build on from it. So for me, I get value out of it. But there are a lot of people that are traumatized by exercise, either through experience, things they've seen, things they've heard, and back to not having fun. Why would you want to participate in something that you feel is traumatic. No one wants to do that, I don't think, unless they have some sort of possible issue, which that's why we're all here. We gotta fix the issue as to why you would want to hurt yourself or anything like that. The neuromuscular concept, I think, is mostly familiar with people. Just ability to move your arms, your brain to tell your body what to do, your ability to react to things, coordinate, and of course, neuroplasticity. Has anyone in this room heard of the word neuroplasticity? Awesome. I'm going to read it, perfect definition, but the neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to change its structure and function in response to new experiences, injuries, or environmental changes. If you're putting yourself and giving things a chance to change, and you're putting yourself in uncommon areas and doing uncommon things, at first, yes, it's hard. You're not going to know what to do if you've never thrown a ball. You don't how. But you do it, you figure it out, your brain learns new things, and then you're going to want to throw that ball more often. The next time you throw the ball, you can throw it harder, maybe throw it further, throw it more times. Whatever the case, but you're going to learn new things. Motor control, reaction time, coordination, proprioception, all of these things are practiced through exercise. Whether it be through walking, hitting something, throwing a ball, catching a ball, kicking a ball, any of it. If you're using your body in different ways, your brain's going to recognize that, and it's more prepared for the uncontrolled things that are out in the world. My favorite part of it, second favorite part of it, is the musculoskeletal part. That's where people build up endurance, strength, speed, power. And you do all that through strength training, lifting weights, and progressively overloading yourself. The lady in this video is in this room. It's Tina. Tina came to us a couple of years ago. She messed her knee up really bad, and she was working out, doing the same exercises for a very long time. And Tina and I became friends, and we started working out. You know, she was a client of mine. I consider her my client. We started going to wrestling together. We were in the car with another co-coach. We said, you know, Tina's been deadlifting, picking up something off the floor, the same weight for a long, long time. Don't you think she can do more? Yeah, she can do more for sure. So we gave her more, made it look easy. We gave her more, made it look easy again, and from there, we went. This bar that she's holding weighs 50 pounds. This is in March of 2024. As I talk to you right now, Tina can do this bar with two 20 or a 25-pound plate on either side. So we can call that 100 pounds. And she, like I said, she makes it look easy. She's smiling. She's exercising and smiling. What did I tell you?
Go, girl.
She kills it. And she saw that something needed to change, something needed to work, and she gave it a shot. She trusted the people that saw potential in her, and again, went off to the moon, built up her strength. Her knees mostly good. Is it going to give issues sometimes? Yeah, everyone has problems every now and then, but it's not a long time thing. Speaking of keeping a good knee, strength training is going to improve joint health. If you have an arthritic knee, it's not going to make the arthritis go away. That's not how that works, but it will build the muscle up around that joint to where it's strong. Whenever they go do surgery, it's easier for the surgeon. Whenever you rehab quicker than last time, and you're ready to go, and you're basically a new person when the time comes for it. Let's see, a few additional benefits to exercise. No matter how you do it, if you go into a gym, you have a personal trainer coming to your home, you go to their home, you're in here, whatever the case, you belong to a group of people that have similar goals to you. Everyone in the room is trying to get better in some capacity, and they're not trying, they're doing. If you're in here and you're in there, you're doing it and you're getting better in some capacity, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. In some case, you're getting better. As I kind of said earlier as well, you can participate in new activities. A lot of the clients that I've worked with have never thrown a ball, never kicked a ball, never boxed, never been on a treadmill, definitely never picked up a weight. And they do it for the first time and they realize not only can I do it, but how far can I take this? What am I truly capable of? What can I do with myself? I've been told all this time I can't. Now someone's telling me I can and I will. And that makes a big difference once you start realizing your own potential. I know a lot of people aren't going to believe me, especially this guy, but it gives you increased energy levels. the more you work out, the better you're gonna feel overall. Maybe not leading up to the workout, maybe not right during it or immediately after, but ultimately you're gonna have more energy. Reason being, you practice exerting yourself in a controlled environment repetitively. So whenever you're doing the things that were once hard outside of life, they become easier because you're used to doing hard things for yourself. When you do hard things for yourself, life gets easy. And that's just the truth. My favorite part of it is, like I kind of said earlier, you get better by some degree every single day. I set my bar low, 0.01% better every day. After 100 days, I'm 1% better. After a year, I'm 3.6% better. Over time, I'm technically a new person. But
In a minute, yeah.
the goal by exercise is to improve yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, in whatever way you want to improve and whatever way you will improve. So, as I said, I just ask that you all got something out of this. You can see that exercise can be fun. You give it a shot, and you give change a chance. If there's any questions, I would be happy to answer them. And if not, I'll be hanging out here for a little while anyway.
Hey.